With a thunderclap of breathing lightning, this world has moved on. We have Joey from Anthrax.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you back.
Mm-hmm.
So how are things going for you guys right now?
Great.
New album?
Yeah, new album. Won't be out till February 26th. Doing a couple songs live right now, Breathing Lightning and Evil Twin.
Good tunes.
Got a couple more weeks left of the tour.
Yeah, Joey said you guys are only doing 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's
That's
pretty quick.
that's a decent length. It's not too short. It's not too long. We just did 7.5 in Europe.
Yeah, that's what I saw. You guys did a
That gets long.
Sweden Fest.
Once you
over
start
there.
getting into the month or so after that, think about it. I'm going to tell you, you got to go pack a bag for a whole month. You can't go home, regardless of what you want to do and how you got to do it. You can't go home, and maybe not even use your phone 3 days. No internet, so you get adapted to it. But 30 days is plenty of time.
Yeah.
But and on the other end, it'd be nice to just keep going. But people got families and stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff piles up.
So I gotta ask. There's a article going around. The Smithsonian Institute is using you guys as.
Yeah, I just saw some footage. We shot something for them.
So what was that all about? Can you give me a little
I
insight?
don't know. I just heard that we were going to shoot something for them. I was at a gig one time, and it was in Jones Beach. We shot it. I have no idea how it originated. We just shot it.
Well,
It was just another day of interviews, and it happened to be them doing it.
So 35 years in the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do
But
it?
longer than that for me.
Well, yeah, longer for
I've been
you, but
doing
for
since-
Anthrax it's 35.
Yeah, 35,
But for you
sure,
it's longer.
sure.
I knew that.
A little bit, I mean, I started in '76, and my 7th and 8th grade graduation I played. I literally took my suit off from that, ran in the next room to the gym, and we were the band. So that was kind of my first shot, really.
Really?
Yeah, in front of anybody.
And I understand that you guys are with Lamb of God for the 4-week duration. How's that going so far?
Tour's really good, it's always a different genre of people and different, we had the Volbeat, it was a different run. Slayer and Lamb of God is similar, but not. It works great. We get along good. Everybody knows each other. I mean, they've toured with us a long time ago. I wasn't on that tour, but I know that they played together.
Yeah.
We played festivals together, so I mean, it's not like we've just met each other, so that helps. I mean, it's like one big cycle of people around that we all know each other. There's no real ego stuff, and
Well, that's always good though, because I know a lot of bands have that going around sometimes with each other.
yeah, there's definitely.
We won't name names.
No, some people have certain rules that sometimes it just isn't. Maybe it's not as necessary to pull all that, but people have their ways, and if it's their tour, that's the deal.
We won't touch specifics, but I gotta ask this with a comment that came out after a Dimebag Darrell tribute to him thing went down. How do you feel the state of metal music is, or music in general, the industry itself?
I didn't read it. I've been hearing wind of it. I don't know specifics, so I don't really know how to comment on it. I just know that there's definitely some mixed decisions on it. I personally stay away from any of that kind of stuff. I'm not a person to get into too much controversy. I don't really. I roll pretty neutral. I don't. For me, state of metal is just in general. I love metal. I mean, I like the whole scene. I like the people that come out. I love music, and I love the people that want to come see good live music. So it's pretty easy for me. That's all I look at it. I don't think of it as anything else. I don't have issues.
Yeah.
I don't even think about anything other than the music and the preparation of playing live. I don't really care about anything else. I don't get involved with the state of affairs and stuff. I mean, it really just bogs me down, and I can't even begin to intervene so much. I don't know how, and I don't want to get in that.
Yeah.
Then
with the recent deaths of Lemmy, and let's throw in David Bowie, because he's probably an influence, maybe.
Oh God! I mean, I grew up playing like Ziggy Stardust in a band. We played that music. I played a lot of You know, the Eagles. I mean, God, I still play Eagles in my band. You know.
Oh, I was going to say that one, but I didn't know whether to cross that genre.
Glenn was super. I love the Eagles. I mean, I do a ton of stuff like that. I got a classic rock band. We do. I mean, and Lemmy, I've toured with him before I even got back with Anthrax in '95
Yeah.
by myself, and I got to spend quite a long time. We toured twice together, and then that, of course, when I did it on my own. I mean, come on. He lived a great life, and he really wore it from day one, and he was just that guy, you know. David Bowie, come on.
What's there to say?
He set some trends, didn't he? Huh?
Yeah,
Right?
he opened a lot of doors.
I mean, there's a lot of people that passed. Jimmy Payne.
Yeah.
God,
There's
Scott
been
Weiland, you know.
And then you had just recently the original lead singer from Jefferson Airplane pass away.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I love
That kind of dates us,
Starship.
doesn't it?
I love Jeff. Uh-huh.
That kind of dates us both, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, whether it dates you or not, you could be a young kid and hear about it and
Yeah.
start interjecting that kind of music into your you know, playlist and stuff. And there's a lot of great songs, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they started a lot of great music styles back then. You know, I'm influenced by all of it, and it's sad to see anybody go in particular like
Yeah.
that. You know.
So the Big Four, were you able to be around for that run?
Yeah. In fact, that's when I guess I came in. Well, no, I didn't, because I came back in the reunion, and I was out, which was weirdly strange. The first one was strange enough.
Yeah.
And the second one was absolutely stupid, and people seem to bypass that whole thing. It's like, not that I want to get into it, but
I don't
never
want
understand that, and you know how I qualified to get back in, which is dumb. All I can do is chuckle about it, really, at this
Yeah.
point, because I don't think there's really any good answer for it. But I did come back for the Big Four initially, and it actually turned into what we're doing now.
So how did that go, honestly, for you being a part of the Big Four and being able to
It
go
felt
back
right.
out with the guys?
It felt right. I mean, it was quite awesome to see Metallica put something together that great. It was nice to be a part of it. It was quite enjoyable. In fact, I'd love to do more. You know, because I mean, they put on such a great event. You know, and it's awesome.
So how do you feel about being the influence that you are, probably in the metal / thrash scene that you guys created over all these years?
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, like, you know, I don't think about it, and then other times I go, wow, you know what? That person's really into it. You know, like, wow. I sometimes I just kind of overlook it all. I don't ever get too caught up in it, and a lot of times I just think that we're like so underground that some people don't even know the half of what we do.
Right.
You know, I even have friends, like I always mention my cover band. I'll play out and people are like, oh, you guys are so good. And like, they don't even know that I'm in Anthrax. They have no clue or ever heard of the music. And if they even take a peek at it, like, whoa, you know, like, whoa, you know, this is, you know, they have no idea. So I don't know. I don't even think about it, but I think it's great if anybody is, you know, interjecting with what we do and how we brought up the music and that we do now at this point.
Well, I'll be honest. I'll put my fans side into this one. And when I was coming up, because I'm 46, and I followed you guys. I mean, vocally, when I heard you, I was like, that's the guy I want to be vocally. If I could get my vocals back, because I tore mine up when I was a little kid, and it took me forever to get them back.
Well, you know what? The vocals to me and this stuff was very different. It wasn't anything that I'd ever thought that I'd even like want to do.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't, when I first heard them, I wasn't sure that it was even my thing.
Right.
You know, I wasn't sure that it would be enough for me to really enjoy. But I liked the band. I liked their style. I thought they were really, really good, and they seemed real serious, so it was worth a shot. And I hadn't even heard myself as original enough yet at that time, and all of a sudden I just, wow, I sound like this. And it was like really my first hearing me do something that it was completely myself.
Right.
And also it sounds different than a lot of people, which really, you look for something original.
Right.
Like a lot of people I think might be like listening to someone and trying to be that person. You really can't do that, you know.
No.
I mean, I listen to thousands of people. I mean, anything from Seal to Priest, you know, and I don't even really all this is in my head, but it's not what comes out of me. It's
so
just,
musically, you're pretty diverse with
oh
what you
yeah,
listen to.
yeah. I mean, at home I have a thing that I do with my own tracks, and I can sing anything. You know, I can cover. Even my cover. We cover so much stuff. that it gives me a chance to, like, it's just it's really good for you vocally. And it's just inspiring to me. That's why I listen to such diverse music,
Yeah.
you know.
So with the new album, I read that it was you, Frank, and Scott did most of the writing.
I kind of come in at the end.
Do you?
I've always come in at the end. I don't even do pre-production. I don't even hear the songs until they're done.
Oh, okay.
And to be honest with you, and that's the way we've done it. I come in, I mean, I've heard the stuff prior to going in, but really hadn't had a chance to, I'll play with it a little bit, but whatever I do at home, if I was to let you listen to what I did at home and let you listen to what I finished, it has a moment or two, but really in the end, I go in, we print out the lyrics when the lyrics are written, because I'll get the song that they're playing,
Right.
just music. And a lot of times not even finished. It's just some general ideas.
Right.
And I just kind of just splatter all over it, just to kind of get a key and get a flow of what it's doing. That when I go in, I just bring the sheet of words in there and I have a little idea where to come in and how to kind of, put it on the table. But and then I go from there, and then me and Jay, Russ, we just kind of haul ass.
It's funny you bring Jay up because I'd seen a piece on your website that Jay's considered the sixth member of the band.
Oh, Jay was, he was there helping with them in the very beginning. The last album he came in and mixed it. This one he came in from the beginning, and I'm sure that they go, let's change a part, let's do a different thing, with just some kind of ideas. I wasn't there, but I'd assume they interject. And then with me and him, we do that all day long. But we do it in a day. We finish the song pretty much in a day, and it's up and running. And neither one of us have any idea what it's going to sound like. And nor does the band. So the band gets it, and they're like, wow, we just email it, and if they like it, I'm on their next song. And I tell that story all the time, but that's just basically what it is.
I thought it was kind of neat to have him be a part, as him being a musician as well as a producer / production
Well,
guy.
there's a lot of that going on with some people. You know what? In the end, too, even if whoever's mixing it, even while I was singing, they're in there going, yeah, that was pretty good. Let's try that again, because you need that other person on the outside. And then there's bands that person does a lot of that. And then when it comes to mixing it, that part of him will make the record even more in tune, because he hears what we went over and how we fixed it and how we put it together, and he makes it sound that way too. It's like putting that puzzle together. So yeah, he's there. Jay's I love working with Jay because it's so peaceful. And it's very interesting to have a guy that's very complimentary and easy to work with. Where someone sort of wants to be a heavy teacher, a boss, and sometimes almost negative.
Yeah.
And long ago the band used to be there. It was really chaotic because everybody's there. Here, do this. What's going on? It's like, all right. So it was very hard in the very beginning stages.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, if you could go back and see yourself where you're at now compared to when you first started, how different when you say it's become now?
Oh, well, for me, it's a lot easier because I get to do it alone. I get to do my thing. I basically get to go and get in there and just let it happen without anybody even having where you can stop you in your path. Jay, yeah, sure, you say, well, that was pretty good, try that again. Or, wow, I love that idea, do that again, that's great, Where you got other people where everybody wanted to put their idea there for whatever reason. And then I'm a lot better anyhow, so I feel way more confident how to do what I do with the band.
There you go.
And I don't really think about it anymore. Before it was really difficult because I didn't even really know what I was going to do and how it was going to come out. And we used to spend hours and hours. It was so hard, That would get beat. Literally get beat down doing it. Because it's different. It's not even really something you can explain how to sing. It's not easy to sing over it because it's so quick and the keys are not even in place, so you got to follow that stuff, and I'm trying to make something fit melody wise. I'm always trying to put a hook in there. Now I have a lot more chance to do that, and it feels right, and it's gotten better.
Well, that's good for you then.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And it's not ideal either. This album by any means wasn't easy to do. We did it fast, but it wasn't that easy.
So let's go back
tricky.
to the album. How did you guys come up with the name?
It's all Scott. He come up with that.
Did he?
Yeah, I didn't come up with any of that.
It's kind of
There's
different.
a lot of stuff that comes up in any of these albums that I never really had a chance to interject, or even, I didn't even know the running order. That's how different some of the stuff works. There's people, everybody's doing something that someone else might not even have a chance to even participate in. I mean, I never even seen covers when they came out.
Oh wow.
And maybe that's all too much information, but
Oh,
that's the way it is. It's different, a lot of bands, somebody else might be doing that.
Yeah. So my next question would be Hall of Fame. If you guys get the opportunity to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and you get inducted, is it going to be just you guys?
Well, I don't know. I didn't
how
want
do
to think about that.
Don't want to go down that path.
No,
huh?
you know what? I don't think you can stop. I mean, if you're trying to make this all-star cast that's going to show up, like everybody's aunt and uncle's going to come, and whoever was involved, I don't know.
I'm just curious because they say the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame picks who they feel are the members they want in the hall, and then everybody else that's excluded, it's kind of like.
Oh, do you mean in other words, if they wanted to pick a lineup,
Yeah.
they picked a certain lineup? In other words, like if Kansas had 3 singers, they pick the one guy that they want. Is that what they do? I didn't know
that's
that.
what I'm wondering. It's like.
Oh, you're wondering? No, I don't think so. I got a feeling.
Because in my opinion, you're the mainstay for singer.
Yeah,
No
I mean,
offense
look
to
at
the other
Hager.
guys.
Hager went, and
Yeah.
Roth didn't even show up.
Right.
But that was his choice. I'm sure if he wanted to go, he would have
Yeah.
been there.
But my thing is, if I had to pick a singer, I would pick you because I feel like you're the main guy.
And at that point, I mean, I really don't. I haven't even thought about it, nor do I really even. At this point, God, I mean, who knows if you're going to get picked, and when are you going to get picked, and if you're going to get picked. But if they show up, the other people show up, not naming any names, but they show up,
Yeah.
and
Well, I would just be curious if you guys get
I'll
pulled
just
in.
enjoy the day and hello, everybody.
I'm just curious if you guys do get pulled in, who would be in the class with you guys? That would be my main curiosity.
Oh, I don't know.
That would be interesting to
Yeah,
see who they put.
There's been people that have been in the Hall of Fame, I think, earlier than like Deep Purple that
Yeah.
or not even. You wouldn't even think that would have been in before them, right? Or something,
Right.
or even Cheap Trick or Heart. You think that would have been long
Mine
ago?
was kind of when they threw Green Day in there. I was kind of like thinking,
Isn't Chicago
in
in
Chicago's in.
this
yeah.
year? They in this year?
I think it's this year.
Yeah, so come on, those guys. I mean, my sister turned me on to them in 76, or earlier than that, it's early 70s.
Yeah.
By now, you think they were going to be in it.
Yeah. There's a lot of
So,
bands that aren't getting
who-
looked at.
Is Green Day in?
Yeah.
Okay, Chicago, Green Day. But that's, so you never know
Who's gonna pair
who's
up,
going
so,
to win
yeah.
beforehand, even though that some bands have been around longer, and whether they're more worthy of it, I'm not saying that. It's just, you don't know.
Yeah. And I saw a thing on your page, and I think it was your tribute band page, that you do stuff for like the local community back home in New York. I'm not for sure exactly what it was. I saw something where you were doing something musically back home. I forgot what it was called now. And I kind of was wanting to touch on that. Are you doing music work with the kids, or? Are
Oh,
you...
maybe Scott. Rock School?
No, it was something. It might have been something with your tribute band though, because I was
I
on
don't
the
have a
page.
tribute band.
Or
I don't have a. I don't have.
I want to say it's it was something. It was on.
I have a cover band.
That's probably what it was. The cover
Yeah,
band. I always say tribute band. I don't know why. It was a cover band, and it said something about. It was something related back to New York, and it said you were very passionate about it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I drew a fart on that one. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
But so
I'm doing the small things that we do occasionally, but I
Yeah.
don't know if I did anything, and I'm not sure. Really
yeah,
what you're referring to.
that's why I tried to do homework on because I didn't know if I was going to have you or Frank. So I was kind of like, okay, do a little bit of homework on each.
I don't know if he even knows anything about it.
Probably not. But so back to what we were talking about without making anybody mad. How do you feel about being back in the driver's seat of Anthrax and making new music?
Hey, I'm a nice guy. I'm an easygoing guy. I mean, if this was a relationship with a man and a woman, then you're back and forth. You don't, anything can happen there. I mean, depending on how much it was when that person left and how worthy they feel about getting together and what you do to me before. I'm pretty easy. I like the band. I've been in the band. I'm not completely satisfied with what happened. I mean, I can't say that, yeah, whatever they did, no problem. Still don't understand it. I
Right.
try not to go back and draw up that whole
past.
thing again, only because I'm sure that they would rather not. And I sometimes don't want to, because I could start thinking about how I thought it was and what my opinion was.
Right.
So I try not to, but I can't say I'm completely delighted. I think, I mean, in my opinion, I mean, forget about the records they did. I just can't imagine what we could have done in those years that went by. Forget that they even did those records. Just can't imagine if we did records from that period in time. It's just a long time. It's a shame, really, because in one way, I mean, great. You heard some new music from someone else, and they just took a little turn down the road and did some stuff,
Yeah.
and it was different. But I don't think anybody would have gave a shit that we would have still maintained with what we were doing. You know?
Right.
I think the whole trend of that '90s thing, they just jumped on. They grabbed someone else and thought I was too clean or too tenor. I don't know. I can't even begin to even think about it. I just think they just wanted to make the change, and I wasn't going to fight that. I really wasn't.
It's not worth it sometimes.
Yeah, like I said, if the girl wants to, we need some time off. That's a good sign that
Yeah.
we're breaking up. Oh, okay, I get it. All right, whatever you want to do, whatever you got in mind, have some fun then.
That's why I was kind of trying to say, without making anybody mad, just kind of.
You know what? I'm here.
Yeah.
I obviously got to be pretty cool. I just want it to be fair, and I'm always trying to make it fair. I always try to wonder how we're doing this each day. Even as of today, I'm still trying to play catch up in a lot of things, and it's tough because you're always on the move. And as you move, you're still trying to grab
at
onto things that
everything, yeah.
still need to be touched on. And before you know it, you're looking back even further and further because things are happening so fast.
Yeah.
And that gets to be a drag
Yeah.
sometimes.
So where would you say you would see yourself, in person, 5 years from now? Do you still see
Doing
yourself
this.
still doing
Oh
this?
yeah, I'll do this. I mean, again, I play out every weekend when I'm not in the band. I got my one-man thing I'm going to do, which I've got thousands of songs. I could literally go anywhere at any given night by myself and sing 100 songs a night, with great variety, just because I like to sing. So I'll do something, and then I got a lot of tunes that I like to write. I like to write music. I got people that want to write. I'm not in any mood to do it. I want to do it, but then I'm not doing it because I'm busy doing this. So I don't need a lot of projects.
Right.
I mean, when I do the thing on the weekends at home, I just gives everybody a chance to go out. It's good practice. I love to play my drums. I love to sing and play. It's a good three-piece, a great jam. I just like to play music. I like doing something.
So would you ever take any of the music you write and give it to someone else to sing, or would you find that?
No. I always like what I'm doing. I feel like I might be. I can't say no, but I mean, my first idea would be for me to do it.
Right.
I mean, I've done stuff with people that I never finished. I got to say, here, just take them and do whatever the hell you want with them. But it's never going to happen because half the time when they're with me is when we're doing it.
Right.
When they're not with me, they ain't doing shit. They're doing something else. They're dicking off somewhere. But seriously, so I've done a lot of things. I've got tunes laying all over the place, whether they're even good enough now or I even care about them. But I do a lot of songs with a lot of people that never see the light of day because there's just no time. And a lot of people are just not accustomed to do it all the time. It's
Right.
like, really? I got to come over again? Man, geez, dude, I wonder if you could just send them to my house and I'll do them while you're gone. No. So that's a whole long story.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing.
So if you had to give,
And it would be neat for people to
To
take
wanna
some
take it,
songs
yeah.
on, but I don't know.
so if you can give something to a fan that wants to be like you as a musician, like
What,
some input,
tips?
input,
Well,
anything that you think they need to do to make
I
themselves
mean,
better.
the big thing for me is to always maintain doing what you're doing. Never. It's not a hobby to me. It's something I do all the time. I like music. I'm in it 24/7. It's just. I mean, you can ask my wife. I do it all the time. I like something to do with music, and you just have to keep doing it. I mean, you can do it as a hobby, but a lot of times it usually falls short of, like, you might get a little itch out of your system, but you're not going to really do it in the long term. And it's not that easy to yeah. And then getting the right people together to play with
Right.
the right. I mean, I play with some people I have never even done anything, and they blow me away how they don't get it. And all I just sometimes run into the wildest people that I thought maybe had a great opportunity, and they just don't see it. So some people just don't really want it that much,
Right.
you know, and that's really that's the first thing you got to do,
Right.
is learn how to be in it, how to do it,
Right.
you know.
So how do you feel that like the old saying, sex, drugs, and rock and roll has affected music now, considering so many, musicians have died from...
I don't know, some don't even die because of it, really.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Some don't, some do.
can do it and still do it. It's up to that person. I mean, I don't suggest it, only because I've done it a long time ago in moderation, but it really never worked for me. I haven't partied since 1990. And that really wasn't what I really wanted to do. I didn't enjoy it that much.
Right.
I mean, I did have some fun, but I really, in the end of the day, there's many times I just didn't want to be there, because it just interferes with what I wanted to do. Even socially, it wasn't.
I just have to ask because, with the current situation with what you brought up with Scott Weiland, they found out when they did the
That's the whole
autopsy.
thing. That's. I don't know what that is. What happened with a person like that. Sometimes I think it's a lot of willpower.
Right.
You know what? I didn't have to stop for any reason. I could do it. No, I mean, but again, you have to know what you want to do
What your
and how you
limits
want
are.
to do it. I mean, I'm sure some people can't. I don't know. Is it chemically or is it? I don't know. It's hard for me to even say. But obviously it's just a shame.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody wants to be there, but apparently people have tried and tried and tried and tried. If it doesn't work, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, I was just curious to
Yeah,
see
I just don't know.
see your input from it as a musician,
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be awful. I mean, I know for me, I quit just like that, and I could care less. I mean, like, I'm sure some people can't even step foot in a bar if they're a drinker, or they can't be around drugs because they used to be into drugs. You know what I mean? Some
Yeah.
people just, it's not, it's like it can happen at any given time,
Right.
And I'm sure people have sponsors with them. They can't even, like, if they were off one day and they're all of a sudden back on track. So for me, I have no desire.
Right.
And I'm not saying people have to not do it.
Right.
But at the same time,
Know your
something,
limitations.
if you don't feel it coincides with what you're trying to do, and some people just can't do it in moderation.
Right. So, any charity work for you back home that you do?
I might be doing some, like, I do like these fundraisers that I get asked to play at, I do, there's some like dog shelter types things. I play a lot of small little things that people ask me, we need a band to do this and we'd like to have you guys, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I play for like the cops and the firemen, we do stuff like that,
Yeah.
but nothing in specific other than stuff that people invite me and have me do.
Well, that's pretty cool. At least you reach out and do everything on your plate you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I love doing. I mean, again, I do some of the crazy shit. I've done, graduation parties for young kids.
No way.
Yeah, the parents invite me to their kids' graduation, and then I'm playing for them, but they have me there, and the kids love it because they might not even have heard half the songs we play. We're
My
doing
daughters
70s
would
and
probably
80s.
my daughters would probably kill me if I would have one of you guys come out to their graduation in California last summer. I have two daughters who just graduated.
I do.
And if
I'm
I
doing
did,
them all
if
su- I'm
I
doing
had
them
you
all
come
summer.
out there, they're looking at me like, "Okay, Dad, who is this guy? Why'd you bring him?"
Yeah.
And then when they find out who you are, they're probably like, "Sweet."
Yeah, so I mean, I do them, and they're a lot of fun because they're just so they're really, really inviting.
Right.
People have a really good time.
So, downtime. What do you try to do? You kind of hang out by yourself when
That's
you
what I
guys.
do. I'll be right back playing. I mean, I got 2 Rottweilers. I got a horse and stuff. I have to take care of them and stuff. But that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
They're big dogs and they need attention.
they're like your kids.
more than that. To me. Yeah. Well, I just got a lot of things I do.
Well, that's good.
I
That's
just keep
good.
myself busy, but mainly I'm either when I go home, I sing all day long. I actually do. I track all day long now. I got a whole new thing I do, and it's that, and then I go play.
There you
I
go.
play.
So with the album coming out later this month,
Sound check.
Are you guys going to go back out?
Yeah. Well, we go out with Maiden next.
Oh,
South
sweet.
America.
Nice.
A whole month, March.
Well, that'd be a good trip.
Then we'll be back out in Europe. Come well, we're actually doing some one-offs, April and May. Some Florida shows, North Carolina, like festivals.
Yeah.
And then come May 27th through June, late June is Europe.
Oh, okay.
Then come home for a little and go right back.
So
and
you're going
do
to
it
go to
again.
countries you've been to before, or you?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of the same.
A lot of the same.
But then we're also doing huge festivals, which
Yeah.
anywhere from like 15 to 80,000 people. These
Yeah, 'cause I
huge 2-3
saw-
days, huh?
I saw a festival you guys are going to be playing, but I don't know if you've already played it, where it's supposed to be 82 bands and you guys are one of the bands playing.
Yeah, you get 2 days, 3-day festivals, and
Yeah.
you can go 15, 20 bands a day.
I was just curious,
And
how
there's
many
2
fans do
stages.
you guys get like that when you do shows like that?
How many do we want?
How many fans do you draw? when you-
Fans?
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know. Because like if you're on a day with 70 other bands, it could be a half dozen for each band. It could be a bunch of the same fans for all the bands.
Oh, that would be nice.
I mean, if we're on a day with Third Eye Blind God, I mean, there's so many different bands on some days. Like, wow.
Well, I know a couple of bands was
Foreigners
like,
on a show.
Yeah.
Out of a 3-day festival in Europe, and that would never happen.
yeah, I seen where I think some of the bands that you guys are playing on that 82 one was like Twisted Sister.
You've
you
done a
guys,
lot with Twisted Sister.
I want to say
I would-
Slipknot maybe and
Yeah,
Scorpions.
Slipknot, shit, the Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah, how do you feel? How do you
Seven
feel about
Dust.
them guys? And
We
their
played a lot
their
of
music?
shows together. I mean, in fact, we played Kansas City here together.
Yeah, I remember that show.
I mean, it's all the same, really. At the end of the day, it's heavy. But then, we've done, like you said, one day it was Twisted Sister, Europe, and Anthrax. And
Oh,
maybe
wow.
a bunch of other bands. But that's Europe, man. People, it's music. It's all good.
Yeah.
They love it.
I think it's kind of nice to see the music that you guys can pull together in festivals, and everybody gets along, and everybody,
Oh,
gels.
yeah.
Got
And it's so big, it's so fast, it's moving, and just people all over the place. I mean, it's great. And we did that thing Kansas City last year, remember?
yeah.
Look at that lineup.
Oh man.
I mean, there was bands on there I've never heard of.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised how they fit everybody together and
Yeah,
everything just
sure.
went smooth.
And I could have put that on time lapse. We were telling those guys on the radio station it was all nice green grass, and the other day was all mud. That's how to do it.
I remember at Ozfest where they did that, where it started out with green grass, and by the time it was done, there was mud and grass, big old chunks of grass flying at the
Yeah,
stage.
you're talking $60,000, $70,000 worth of grass there.
Yeah.
Yeah, gone.
Gone, not coming back.
Gone. So a lot of
So,
naked people.
touching on festivals, do you guys ever see yourself playing like Rockfest maybe sometime if you were ever offered to play?
We'll do. We're going to be on a lot of things. We're definitely engaging on a lot of these things. We're doing quite a few radio shows too, which is great. That's what some of that stuff is too.
Yeah.
It's
Well, the reason why I
it's
ask
bigger
is,
than the bands.
yeah,
It's-
the reason why I ask is that's like our one day biggest festival. It's like
what did we do
50,000
last
plus.
year at downtown?
Yeah, that's Rockfest.
We did it last year.
Yeah, you guys were there last year, but I wasn't able to make that one
Oh.
because I had to be out for my.
But
It was the
that's
one.
the kind of things we're doing.
It was the one promise I made my daughters was as a dad I would be there for. Was like,
Oh.
you graduate, I'm there. I don't care what it takes for me to get there, but I'm there.
What time is it, by the way? I think I got another interview at 2:30.
I don't know. We'll wrap it up.
Yeah.